My name is Shirley Self, and I'm here to talk astrology. Tonight I wanted to continue talking about the journey of the soul. And tonight I wanted to talk about Moon Phase 4. Moon Phase 4. It's Moon Phase 4. Find it. It's a waxing moon. It's the fourth complete 24-hour period after the new moon. Or if you've got your horoscope there, looking for it, it's the waxing moon, and it is 38.5 to 51.5 degrees past the sun. So Moon Phase 4. Notice it has a star on it, as do all of those in this rectangle, which is called the Wisdom rectangle. They all have stars because they're phases that cannot be skipped. They are important. They're phases of crisis. So Phase 4, best to start with the mythology, because it does lay more of an understanding to what's really going on in this moon phase, this very difficult moon phase. It's the moon phase in which the Mars, or the solar mind, turns outward. Remember, at Phase 3, the will left home, will, the sun. And the maternal matrix was abandoned. The influence of the mother is dead. And the lunar nature is exceedingly stressed out in Moon Phase 3. Makes these people very sad. Moon Phase 4. So Will, our potential our hero here, has crossed the river of no return, and he's off into the world to find the king and to go into service with the king. He wants to become a knight. And that is his goal. And when he finally, our Will in our myth, finally reaches the palace, he is almost run over by a thief. The Red Knight has stolen the golden cup, very important image, from the queen. And when Will goes into the palace, he discovers that the palace is very disturbed over this theft. Well, Will knows who did it, so he turns around. He's a very talented fellow. He spent all Moon Phase 2 in the woods knowing his way around, and he knows where this guy was headed, and he goes and accosts him in the woods. And of course, the Red Knight, that is the thief with the Queen's gold cup. The Red Knight scoffs at Will, this bumpkin dressed in homespun, with nothing but a lance, a stick, a sharpened stick, to stop a knight on the road. And so the Red Knight spurs his horse on by Will, and Will throws his lance of intuition right into the eye, the only exposed part of this Red Knight, and he slays him. And Will, becomes the Red Knight. Now what has happened here is that the Will, the solar mind, has, as it ventures out into the world, it's a loss of innocence, and it becomes capable of, it becomes the red man of alchemy, actually. And that is a being capable of self-transformation. So what you must realize is that what our Will has slain is actually a part of himself. It was a rebellious part of himself, a part that didn't go along with his choice of goal. Now, and so here over here, and this is part of this Virgo over here, is this criticism from a part of the self that did not go along with your choice of soul. And so Will is going to repress this part. And it will come out and become important at moon phase 12. But right now, Will is working toward self-transformation, and he has become a knight. He is accepted into service. Meanwhile, Lily, the lunar mind, is, as we know, Cinderella is living with the wicked stepmother and possibly wicked stepsisters, and is enduring a lot of assault. And at moon phase 4, the wicked stepmother decides to send Lily off to the witch. Get rid of her. Let's send her off to the witch. So she sends her off to get a light for the fire. The fire has gone out. So Lily goes through the woods to the witch. Now remember that Lily is, while she has a wicked stepmother, she has an internal mother. And that internal mother is her own instincts and her own sensitive nature, her own physical senses. And so when Lily gets to the home of the witch, she keeps her mouth shut and her eyes open, and she learns. And so what the lunar nature in moon phase 3 is the guidance for the solar nature, the solar mind. But it is quickly learning. It is has gone to the it is studying the witch. Now, what is the witch? Well, I love the Russian name of the witch, Baba Yaga. My cat, she wants to make a cat video. I don't want to make a cat video. So let's hope she'll find something else to do. Okay, so Baba Yaga is what the Russians call the witch. Or you can call her Black Kali. She's a fairy across the ocean of existence. And what the witch is virtually all the forces of nature and of human society they're purely impersonal. It's just the functioning of the thing. It is set up to use and exploit you. It eats you. The witch eats you. She is going to unite you with matter one way or another. And so what Lily is in her studies of the witch, she's guided by her instinct, and she's learning discernment. Discernment, over here. Discernment is the body of fate. It is opportunity, and while it is a scary opportunity, it is still vital that this discernment, that this understanding be gained by the lunar nature. So what Lily's been sent to get a light, and she gets a light. It is given to her in a skull. This is, oh, I've got a cat now. This skull is virtually her own skull, and the light is in her mind. And there goes the cat. I knew it would happen. Okay, forgive me. Anyway, her name is Quattro. She's named after a high-end Audi. So, where was I? So what Lily's virtually learning is how the world runs. This is a wisdom. The name of Moon Phase 4 is the wisdom of desire. And it is Lily that is leading instinct, that is leading the solar mind out into the world, into adventure. He is guided there by his own desire nature. Notice we're here in Virgo, and that is discernment, the Virgo decadent of Taurus. I need a drink of water. So anyway, Lily hauls her skull of light home, and that light, the eyes in that light watch the wicked stepmother and the wicked stepmother sisters and incinerate them. And what that is that Lily understands. All of a sudden, the lunar nature understands what she has to do, and she'll shift her focus. She's understood at 5, the focus of the lunar nature and the solar nature are both out into the world to see what can be accomplished. The solar nature is already turned out into the world, but the lunar nature is still hanging back, studying the world and being the guide for Will, the sun. So this is a phase of the wisdom of desire, the wisdom of instinct. That's Lily. That's the lunar mind. These are the wisdom phases. This is the wisdom of desire, the wisdom of the head, the wisdom of the heart, and the wisdom of spirit, the accumulated wisdom of the will. So this is a very important, look how big this rectangle is. Now, okay, here's the one I'm in. This is the one I'm in. And you'll notice the focus is very narrow. The focus is very narrow. And it gets wider as you move through the cycle, as you move through the quarter. The opportunity and the gains that can be made by the soul, by the sun, grow and grow until they become here at the wisdom rectangle. It's as big as it can be. Here at 12 is also, it's the same rectangle, only it's this one too. These two phases are the crisis phases, initiation phases, and the opportunities, the potential for these phases is huge. The potential to expand one's capacities is in Moon Phase 4 will greatly enrich all the whole cycle, and every one of these wisdom phases has this opportunity to enrich, broaden, enlighten the following phases. So this is a loss of the past and a loss of innocence. Moon Phase 4, it will changes the emphasis of the consciousness from discovery of their inner nature to action out in the world. It's a struggle between heart and mind. Now, Moon Phase 4, let's look at the parts of Moon Phase 4. We've got the potential of the will itself. You've got the creative genius up here, and it's Aquarius with decadent, Libra decadent. Over here you've got Libra decadent, Libra sign, Gemini decadent, Scorpio sign, Scorpio decadent, and everything is covered here. All of the potential of the human being is covered here. The growth of the human being, earth, air, water, and fire, as all the depth, the heart, everything is expandable here. By simply experiencing, being willing to go out into the world, to follow your own desires, Moon Phase 4, and be brave, be courageous, go for it, be brave, follow your heart, Follow your heart. That's what this one says. Follow your heart. Innocently follow your heart. The problem here is, of course, all this, what other people think. How do you stay in relationship? And understand that this is the first real going out into the world and becoming part of groups, developing intellectual and maybe even sexual relationships. It's a very much expanding one's understandings and capacities and interests, depth, height, all potential is here for this person to become virtually to become genius. The problem, as I said, is the relationship issues. This is a real innocent soul here, a real innocent will. And he thinks he goes off and he joins a group of knights, whatever, and he really wants to excel. He really wants to have, okay, we've got 26 Libra, Aquarius, we've got Libra, we've got Gemini. So he really wants to be well regarded by his peers. He's oh, and the Capricorn Dwad, and that's the wanting the respect of his peers. So anyway, this is a real issue, how other people are going to respond. And he's fairly insecure in what he's doing now, and he doesn't want to offend. He wants to be one of the boys. So this is a problem, because he's got issues that he has to address. He has integrity to maintain. He has, okay, I haven't come to that yet, and I'm already talking about it. Okay, let's talk about the other wisdoms. And 26 is his